In this video we're going to check out the 160 psi version of the Steam Machete. I also have a 250 psi version, and we're also going to be looking at this new coil design, which I think puts out a lot more steam than the older design. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is a quick little video for one of my website customers, and this is the Steam Machete, and I'm just going to be showing the customer a couple of details about the 160 psi unit. I sell a 250 psi unit that has a larger pump than this. This is the $600 version. The other setup has a pump that looks like this. This is actually a 1600 psi pump, but I've set it for 250. And that would be the $800 version of this unit. We sell this in a $500 version, a 600, and an 800. Some versions don't come with the telescopic pole. It's just a handheld unit. So if you need one of these and you're on a budget, you know, get a hold of me and talk to me and let me know what you're doing. I mean, I can set you up. You know, maybe you have hose and stuff and you don't want to buy the hose too. Maybe you just want the gun. Talk to me. It's all good. Let's see what this thing can do. So I'm going to fire this thing up, show you the steam blast we get out of it, and give you a quick walkthrough of the pump system and how to change the pressure. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is always turn the water on first. Then we're going to turn on low fuel, just to where we can barely hear a little hiss. Never point this thing down. Always point it like this when you light it. Quite a big fireball comes out of it. I'm going to slowly turn air on. Okay, so unfortunately running this torch takes quite a bit of practice to get used to, because the thing is so ferocious. You'll think you have it on high when in fact you're only at 50%. It goes from jet engine to rocket engine in performance. So the best way to discover that point is to turn the torch up to a place where it just goes out. As soon as it goes out, light it back up and start the procedure over and kind of learn the sound of the torch. And then you'll get to know what sound you're looking for when it's on high. It just takes practice. Just as a quick little demo here, this is some greasy, nasty, oily dirt from a previous repair job. You can see it'll even strip paint off of concrete, especially if you turn the temperature way up. So I'm not doing a thorough job by any means, but you get the point, right? So you can do superheated steam with this thing and strip paint off of metal and stuff like that. One of the things I like the most about it is how it acts like a large hair dryer at the same time. This is the pump assembly, the bypass valve, and the transformer. But yeah, the hot air blast coming out of the front of this thing dries off anything that you're cleaning with it, especially metal. I've cleaned some machine shop tools with it and it does a phenomenal job. Car parts, dirty tractor parts, stuff like that. The parts are dry in seconds. It's amazing. I have other videos on that. Okay, so the on-off switch is in the rear of the pump here. There's a little access hole in the back, so you can turn the pump on and off here. The pressure adjustment system shouldn't be messed with. You're better off just leaving it as is. You can turn the pressure up a little bit. To do that, the more you turn this valve off, the more water flows to the discharge port. Okay, on these valves, this is the on position. Just remember that. When this is in line with the valve itself, the valve is on. This is the flow rate valve for your gun. So what we would do is we would confine the fluid in this space with this valve and pressure it up. This shows us the discharge pressure here. And then to adjust the flow rate, we set this valve here. Now you can mess with all this stuff to suit whatever job it is that you're doing. I have it set up for right around 150 psi's. The pressure will increase if you adjust the water knob valve on here as well. This is another quick look at the gun. Much nicer model. This particular one comes with a pole and To connect this one to the pole, you simply bolt these 2 bolts with the washers that I've sent onto this portion of the handle bracket. This whole thing comes off of here, so if you ever want to just use it as a handheld unit, it's very good for that. It's powerful enough to strip paint. Definitely clean that area up. Now I'm sending you a couple of different tips. You can make your own tips if you want. I've got a couple in this bag. You can cut a slit in them to get you different spray patterns. And as far as making the hoses longer, if you decide the hoses that I sent aren't long enough for you, there's an easy thing you can do. Compression fitting with 1/8 inch MIP. Now you can get the coupling version of this. This side of these connectors fits these braided hoses. So you can buy these hoses in 20-foot pieces and connect them to this and make it longer by using one of these, but a couple form. This is a coupling. This is on the one you're going to want, I believe it's a 7/16, 24 threads per inch is what fits those braided hoses. So you're all good, brother. I'm about ready to box you up and ship you off. Let me know if you have any problems. Always disconnect this thing from the tank when you're done with it. Never leave something like this connected to a propane tank. You can blow your house up. You never know when you might have nicked a line or something broke, all that stuff. So this is pretty much the case that your power supply and all that's in. Keep it out of the water. And yeah, you're all set, man. Okay, so the final subject is going to be maintenance. Because this is a monotube boiler, we're obviously going to have scale issues. So one of the solutions to that is to buy some CLR and periodically pump CLR through the system by causing the gun to squirt right back into the little container you have the CLR in. I would use about half the container to do this with, and I would use hot water as well. And if you circulate CLR through the system until bubbles stop coming out the other end, you know you're clean. It's usually take quite a bit of water to get one of these to foul up pretty good. So the other option is to just use distilled water. It costs about 88 cents a gallon, and this thing will self-prime. So you do have that option. You don't have to hook this up to a hose. I usually hook the water supply up to the hot water supply where our washer and dryer is, where there's a water connection right to the hot water heater that fits a garden hose perfect. So whenever I use this thing, that's what I do. That gives you a tremendous amount of energy increase. You don't need to do that, and it will generate steam without doing that, but the benefits of doing so just make it worthwhile, especially in cold weather. You don't want to be dealing with a wet hose in cold weather when it's freezing up on you and all that stuff. So that kind of helps that too. So that's the one thing I just wanted to remind you, is that there is a little bit of maintenance involved with this thing. So other than that, you should be good. I'll probably be sending this video out to a lot of my customers. I don't want to make a new one every time, but I just want to thank all you guys for your business.